Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Eurocycle Sonoma, where today we take delivery of the all-new 2022 BMW S1000 Single R. That's right, we showed up this morning to do a simple review on this, and well, I absolutely fell in love with it. And well, we just finished up the paperwork, so I'm pretty much geared up. We're gonna head home on this thing and give this thing a nice new permanent home and in our collection. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and then ring the bell notification because we have a ton of content coming out for the new S1000 Single R. So let's get geared up, let's get heading home, and we'll get this thing on some twisty roads for you guys and see how it does. All right, well, here it is, the unexpected delivery of the all-new 2022 BMW S1000 Single R. And I have to give a huge shout out, first of all, and thank you to Eurocycle Sonoma for getting me such an amazing deal on this bike, first of all. But second, just here, I want to get the light on the front because I think it's cool. Just the little details, the little single R that's eliminated up there, BMW Motorrad. Very cool details. They've done a very good job on making this thing just look like a naked S1000RR. Now, let's get out on the road. If you guys are unfamiliar with the channel, first hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and ring the bell notification. We have a collection full of motorcycles. I have a Ducati Street Fighter. Bogna has a Ducati V2. We have another naked coming to the collection. I have an HP2 Sport. We have a BMW S1000 XR. So yeah, we've got quite the eclectic garage full of motorcycles, and now we add the all-new 2022 BMW S1000 Single R. Now, I do want to clarify, this is a 2022 here in the United States. We actually already had the 2021, which was the old model. So this is a licensed 2022. And so today, well, let's back up. Let's rewind the story. So yesterday, I got a text from Zach over at Eurocycles, and he said, hey, I've got this new S1000RR in, or the new S1000R in, and I was like, shit, be right there. I want to do a review on it. Plus, we wanted to get first-hand look at this thing, and being that this was a contender for Bogna and for her next naked bike. And so we got out to Eurocycles, and she sat on it, and she's like, okay, it's all right. But, you know, she's like, I've had my S1000R. She had a 2018. So she's like, you know, she feels like she's kind of over this bike. Now, from what we see on the reviews and everything, this bike is not anything like the old S1000R, and I'll confirm that, and I'll agree. This S1000R has been dialed up. The aggressiveness of this bike has definitely been dialed up from the old S1000 Single R. Now, the old S1000 Single R, it ran for some generations, so it was due for a massive update, and I think BMW waited too long. But I think that BMW knew that these changes were coming for the BMW S1000RR. And then last year they did the XR, because really the XR was kind of next up. But I really feel like they should have released this bike last year with the XR. Now, I rode the XR last year, and I really didn't like the XR seating position. But I kind of dug the motor, which is this same motor as the XR. It's basically a detuned, decammed S1000 XR motor. It does not have the shift cam technology. So BMW is still producing the 165 horsepower, but they've kicked up the torque, and they've kicked up the torque to come in at a lower bit. so it feels more aggressive, so to speak. Now, for some of you that know, I had a 2020 BMW S1000RR. I bought it in July of 2019, actually the mid-June 2019, and I had the thing for 2 weeks and sold it. And I didn't really get too into why I sold it. I just said, you know, it wasn't the bike for me. We're just gonna get rid of it. I didn't really like the flat spot. I had a few mechanical issues. Recalls were starting to come out on that motor in 2019. So I decided I'm just gonna get rid of this bike now. I don't want to have this bike be a problem. I was really upset with the big dip and some of the things that were an issue that I thought that they corrected. One of them being the TPS system. As you guys can clearly see on the dash, it is yelling at me to stop because the tire pressures are too low. Now, I've put 31 on my tire pressures front and rear, and well, it doesn't like that for the rear, so it's giving me this error. So this stupid error message is going to be on the dash. There's no way to clear it except with some time, and then it'll finally go away, and you'll see the red light flashing over to the right, the duration of you riding the bike, which really sucks. So I honestly hope that Zach, when I take this in, Eurocycles can actually just turn off the TPS system. I don't even want the TPS system. So because I run lower tire pressures because of how I ride, the aggressiveness of I ride, I'm not going to run 41 front, 44 rear. That's what they had in this bike when I bought it. So that was apparently the spec, or I believe actually the spec is 38, 41, but that's of course cold and then reheated up, and well, the rest is history. So so I do have already, my honeymoon period kind of was short-lived when that came up, but we'll try to get work past that. Now, BMW has fixed a lot of the issues. I'm gonna see if I can get past this somehow. There we go. I'm just messing with the knob. So now we'll see the red light flashing there. So I think BMW has worked out all the kinks with this particular motor, and all of the issues are over with this motor. That's one of the reasons why I considered buying this bike. Now, the flat spot, I talked about it in the review. There is a little flat spot between 4,000 and 6,000 RPMs. 6,000 RPMs, this thing takes off like a rocket ship. And that was one of my gripes with the S1000RR, although this is not that bad. It really actually has got a little bit more pull than that other one, but I think that's that's them fixing that torque and raising that torque up in that lower end. So I think the torque is pulling that through on this particular bike. Now, Bren Tuning, we've talked about Bren. Bren has actually already sent me my tune for the XR, and so we're going to be working on the XR soon. But they have already got tunes for this bike, so we're going to be working with Bren as soon as we can get everything dialed in and get this thing first serviced. We'll get a Bren tune on this thing, which will unlock 20 or 30 more horsepower for the stage 2. It's a airbox flapper delete, which is one of the things that they have in here. I think that's for the Euro 5, so it opens up the airbox, and then of course we'll get an exhaust system on it, which is going to eliminate the cat, which then just basically fixes all of the problems that I kind of had with the 2020 S1000RR. But again, you know, with all of the issues that I was having with that brand new motor, I didn't want to go and tune that thing and then the dealer be like, nah, sorry. Now, I happen to have a very good relationship with Eurocycles, and not that Eurocycles will go behind BMW's back, but you know, if I have some issues, they'll take care of me, right? So you can see at that above 6,000 RPMs, the thing really kicks on. So I'm excited for the rev limiter to come off. Now, there is a rev limiter on the bike, which kind of sucks. It is at 10,000 RPMs. And actually, you know what? Oh no, it's at 9,000 RPMs, sorry. I thought it was going up to 10,000 because I see the little white line at 10,000, but the limiter kicks on at 9,000 now, so we'll have to put our 600 miles on this thing and then get the service done so I can get that limiter taken off, and then we can start kind of working on getting some things done to this thing. Now, Bogna sat on it, and I think she likes it, the feel, the ergonomics of it. It's definitely more sporty than the old S1000. I mean, this feels a lot more sporty. I mean, it's even more sporty than the Tuono and the Street Fighter. A lot more sporty. Like, the bars on this are super cool. I love the bars on this, and I love that it's got nice bars, this kind of flat level bar, but it's not, you know, raised up, it's not raised back. The rear sets are pretty much the S1000RR. I think they are a tad lower, but they're pretty much S1000RR rear sets. So we'll be able to get some good rear sets on there. The exhaust is the same, so we'll be able to get a nice exhaust on it. I do want to upgrade the steering damper because it is non-adjustable, and I'll want an adjustable one. And then of course we'll have Dave Moss come over and set up the suspension. Now, that's another big improvement that they supposedly made, was that they've dialed in the suspension a little bit better. And that was one of my complaints about the bike, was that you couldn't really fine-tune the suspension on the fly. And I guess that was kind of a little misnomer to my end on thinking that you could just switch it on the fly, which is not the case. And it's not the case on anybody. So originally, you know, like when I said I got that S1000RR, I was really disappointed because I thought, oh, I can just go, oh, I want to tweak it right now. I want to make it softer. I want to make it harder. The soft is too soft. I want to make it harder. And you can't do that. Well, I really can't do that on the or the Street Fighter either, or let alone the Tuono. So I'm over the suspension thing. We'll get the suspension set up. I don't honestly really change the suspension much on the Street Fighter anyways. It's really just set up, and that's just how it is. So I kind of leave it alone anyways. There's an auto mode, and then there's a fixed mode, which this of course has an auto mode and a fixed mode. So I'll work with Dave in getting the suspension set up on this thing. But pretty cool bike. First impression on the bike, I'm definitely happy with it. I mean, clearly I liked it in the test ride so much that, you know, I told Zach it's just got to happen. So we're gonna squeeze by. There's a little traffic light up here, so don't pay attention to this double yellow line. As long as these cars are moving, there's nobody coming in the other direction. So yeah, so you know, I talked to Zach, and Zach obviously really works with us in the channel, and I love Zach for that. And so Zach, thank you. Eurocycle, thank you so much for working with me as much as you guys do. It means a lot when companies and manufacturers and stuff work with me, Ducati and other companies. I'm going to turn this off because we're at over 100 degrees today, so very hot, very hot. But yeah, I mean, I kind of so last night when I woke up, I kind of spec'd out the bike, or excuse me, this morning when I woke up, I woke up at 2 this morning, but I spec'd out the bike, and this is pretty much what I would have wanted anyways. I don't need the M package. I'm going to change the chain. The seat on the M sucked anyways, so I didn't need that. The forged wheels would have been nice, and the carbon wheels would have been nice, but the bike weighs like 436 pounds wet, so it's really not that bad. I'm hoping to be able to get maybe some used forged wheels and slap them on here. Hopefully they're the same size as like the S1000RR, or maybe a previous year. I'm not sure. We'll have to look up the spec, but yeah, so I mean, outside of the wheels, it has everything that I want, and things like the TPS system that I don't want. So thank you guys for sticking around and supporting the channel. You know, I'm able to bring such an eclectic group of motorcycles to you guys because of you. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. Hit the subscribe button, smash the like button. The like button is more important than you know. We need more likes than you guys can really understand. So likes drive the channel, makes the channel grow. Also share our videos, you know, get them up on Facebook and let your friends see some of the great rides that we do. We're on track, we're on here. This is our stomping grounds back here. And like I said, we've got such a great collection of motorcycles. We try to make everyone happy, and we bounce back from manufacturers to different manufacturers, and we have uprights, and we have sport bikes, and we have ultra rare bikes. So very cool. But again, thank you guys. Your support has been able to make this channel grow the way it has, and been able to bring you guys the content that it has. So I appreciate it, and I hope to bring you guys some great content on the new S1000 single R. So thank you again, and you know, stay tuned, because we're going to be out on this thing for our 600-mile service, and then we're going to let this thing rip. So we'll see you guys next video. Bye, guys.